Okay, so first of all, just a huge thanks to everyone that subscribed to my channel. I never thought I'd get any subscribers, to be honest, when I started doing this, but I am extremely grateful for anybody that watches the video, never mind subscribes. If you're new and this is the first video you've seen, then please subscribe, because basically, well, it makes me feel awesome and makes me do another video. Also, when subscribers comment, or just normal people comment, it gives me ideas for other videos, what you might want to see as well. So comments and subscriptions and Facebook messages and all those kind of things all help me do videos. All the links to the Facebook, if you want to message me on there or have me on there, are all down there in the description. So huge thanks, great stuff. But let's move on to the guitar I'm going to talk about today, which is a super important guitar. This is the Jackson X Series Soloist, or at least that's what I call it, because that's what it is. However, it's better known, and Jackson like to call it, the Slat series, Slattxmg. The reason for that is, I think, because of the AT headstock on there. The guitar that I actually play on the most is this guitar. The reason for that is because comfort. It's as simple as that. When I'm at home practicing, which doesn't happen very much at all, but it should happen a lot more, practicing or mainly writing for my band, recording, all those things, this guitar, or the X Series Soloist, because I've got a few of them, these are what I use the most. There is lots of reasons for that. The reason that I like them in the studio, to use them in the studio, is basically because these are the best sounding tone for any guitar that I've ever had. I don't know whether it's to do with that and to do with the EMGs and to do with that just being an absolutely amazing combination. Could be because of that. Could be the body shape. I've not got any other X Series guitars. It'd be interesting to get one just to see if it is a wood thing. But something is really complementing the EMGs. If you like EMGs and you like the tone of EMGs, this guitar really accentuates it, so you're probably going to love these guitars. It's a very fast guitar. This is a shredder's machine. If you are a shredder or a technical player, you're not going to get much of a better super strat than this, because it is absolutely fantastic. The 7-string as well, that is great. I've got one of those with a trem on. Absolutely awesome guitar. Huge tone, same characteristics again with the tone. I don't know whether it's the shape of the guitar resonating, the wood or what, but something's making the AMGs sound tight and focused, and the sustain just kind of growls into the distance. Don't have any natural break, obviously it's EMGs. It keeps clamped onto the note and it growls and growls and growls and growls and growls and growls until it disappears. They just sound great. So a bit about the guitar. This is Satin black version. I can't help this before anyone starts writing anything. If you've ever had a satin black guitar or matte black, whatever you want to call it, this is just what happens. Basically, greasy hands, sweating, constant use, rubbing, all that happens, and you can't do anything about that. There are trans tops on these as well that you can get that look absolutely stunning. In 2016, Jackson decided to put binding on the neck of these guitars, which was an absolutely great move to do. The price hasn't changed. They're very affordable guitars. In England, they're around the 500 mark, might be just over. Sometimes, if you're really super lucky, you can pick them up just under. But they are bargain. They are what they are. The X Series was made to be value for money. That's what it was designed for, the whole series. I'll just show you the headstock. There you go. That's the AT. I'm sure it's called the AT headstock. Same as on my Monarch. Beautiful looking headstock. I absolutely love it, especially on this guitar. Suits it really well. There is binding on this neck, but because the binding is black and the guitar is satin black, I'm just looking over there making sure I don't put my monitor speaker through with a headstock. I don't know if you can see the binding, but there is binding on there. The frets on this guitar are jumbo, and what I would say about the frets is, compared to my Pro series, which is also jumbo, these are narrower that way, I feel. They're a bit narrower this way. They're still the same height probably, but they're just a bit narrower that way. Love the frets on these guitars, love the necks, love everything about it, to be honest with you. It's rosewood fingerboard, like I've said. Piranha tooth inlays, bit different, but I think they look nice. I think they suit the guitar. Now, one thing I will say is, this is the Jackson speed neck, as it is on most Jacksons on this guitar. However, I feel, and I don't know whether it's in my mind, I don't know whether it's just psychological or what, but I feel that the necks on the Soloists, all the Soloists I own, are actually... the hell was that? I don't know what that noise was, or whether the camera picked it up. The necks on these guitars are slightly thinner, I think, and slimmer this way as well at the nut. They feel that way to me, and I've got a lot of these guitars. I'm not just going off this one. I have like 3 Soloists, so that's how much I like them. That's why I'm saying, you know, that the tone can't be a coincidence. I haven't just picked one good one off the shelf and gone, whoa, that's just got a great tone, like you can do sometimes. They all have the same characteristics in the tone, and the neck, I'm sure, is slimmer than a usual speed neck, but I'm pretty sure somebody will argue with that. It might just be all in my mind, like I say. The body is definitely thinner. It's a super light guitar, this. Super, super, super light. When you've got it on a strap, you don't even feel it's on. It's a really weird feeling. It's not neck heavy though. Even though it's light, it still sits like, I mean, it's obviously not like a King V that sits up like that, but it kind of sits like that angle. So anything like that, or that sits at that angle, for me, I won't ever play them. If you ever see me with a guitar on here, I promise you it's not neck heavy, because if it was, I just wouldn't get rid of it. I can't stand neck heavy guitar. It's a pet hate of mine. As far as I'm concerned, it's a design flaw if a guitar is neck heavy. This one sits at kind of that angle when it's on the strap. Yeah, so if you're used to a King V like me, you might just pull it up a bit. King Vs are like this. That's why I like King Vs live, to be fair. But this one's like that, so like a normal guitar. Very, very light. Don't know how they've made it so light. First thing everybody says when they pick this guitar up is, wow, it's light. Anything they could do to the guitar to make it better, you'd be hard stuck to for the money. You'd be really hard pushed to make the guitar any better for the money. But body binding, to go with the new neck binding, would be really, really nice. However, there are so many bevels around, look. There's bevels and chunks everywhere, plus it's arch top. There you go. It's very thin. You can see now how thin the body is. Actually, I should have shown you this before. But it's arch top, and there's so many bevels and cuts missing. This is probably the best to show you how it gets, how arched it really is around that horn there. You can see there. Going to be hard work for the money to keep the price down to put body binding on, but it would look absolutely amazing if you could. You can get fixed bridges on these stop tail type, well, through the body. But this one obviously has got a trem on. It's a special. It's not an original. However, it's great. If Jackson haven't got it right by now, they've been putting trems on guitars for a long, long time, and they've got it spot on. Yeah, if they haven't got it right by now, it'd be a disaster, wouldn't it? Let's face it. The difference between the special and the Pro Series originals is just the fine tuners are slightly stiffer. They're not quite as easy to move around, but they do the job perfect, and the trem stays in tune. Like I say, I probably won't use it because I use trem a lot, but I won't use this guitar if the trem wasn't right. It's probably cheaper metal as well, probably a bit cheaper metal than the original ones, but it does its job. That's the main thing, isn't it? And most people who are going for a trem are going to ask me if it does its job. So that's it, Jackson Soloist.